Edwards to pit lane for jumping the restart. And it looks like Harvick gets loose and into the wall hard. Down the backstretch they go. Tony Stewart jumping into third. Oh, we got a crash! It's Aric Almirola, Jimmy Johnson, the chase contender. Getting a good run off of turn 4. Here comes Trevor Bayne to the race lead. Nobody's going to beat Trevor Bayne today as he wins at Rockingham. Welcome to Riverhead, the second race of the season at this track, and it's a big one at that. Just 3 races remain in the Affleck Cup Series Season 7, and just 2 before the championship cutoff. Last week, Trevor Bayne won the race at Rockingham, and this week, another chaser is looking to punch his ticket to Whelen Motor Speedway for the finale of Affleck Cup Series Season 7. Now we're going to check out your drivers to watch for. Kevin Harvick has a very strong Busch Light Chevrolet. Starting on the outside lane, let's see what he can do early on in the race. AJ Allmendinger won this race last time we were at this track. Let's see if he can do it again. Kyle Larson looking for a big redemption day. Has a good feeling about his race car today. And then Jimmy Johnson, wrecked last week, had a good run going. He's going to need to have a big comeback today in the point standings. And then Justin Bonsignor, a very well-known driver here at this track locally. He's going to look to have a good run today. Now your update about Michael Waltrip Racing. It has crumbled in the Affleck Cup Series. David Reagan was the driver of the 55. He has been moved to the 23 car. And then Clint Boyer goes to the third team for H. Scott Motorsports. Now time for the command. Drivers, start your engines. The cars roar to life here at Riverhead. And they roll off. Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, and AJ Allmendinger are the top 3 that will lead you to the line. Now to check out the starting lineup. In row 1, Tony Smoke Stewart and Kevin Harvick. In row 2, AJ Allmendinger and Carl Edwards. Row 3, Denny Hammer and Hamlin and Joey Logano. Row 4, Justin Bonsignor and Kyle Busch. In row 5, Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Larson. Row 6, Matt Kenseth and Kurt Busch. Row 7, Jimmy Johnson and Big Bad Brad Keselowski. Row 8, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Trevor Bayne. Row 9, McMurray and Jeff Gordon. And row 10, Danica Patrick and Casey Mears. Casey Kane and Gino Harvey round up row 11. And in row 12, we have David Reagan and Ryan Blaney. Row 13, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Regan Smith. And row 14, Austin Dillon and Greg Biffle. Matt DiBenedetto and Eddie Jones come up in row 15. And Michael McDowell and Clint Boyer in a new 15 car for H. Scott Motorsports in row 16. Paul Menard and Ryan Newman teammates in row 17. And then Jimmy Alanya and Aric Almirola in row 18. Row 19 has David Gillen and Carter Adelman. And in row 20, Bryce Harvey and Terry Labonte. Bobby Labonte. Race 2 of round 3 is underway here at Riverhead. Green flag is in the air. Stewart and Harvick teammates lead him to the line. Logano gets a little loose on the initial start here as they go 3 wide. Bonsinger up the track. He's into the wall early here at Riverhead as Stewart jumps out to the lead, but AJ Allmendinger is hungry for that top spot. He's all over the back bumper. He drives it in. Nobody's going to outbreak Allmendinger here at a track like this. Carl Edwards now falls into second place as Stewart slips back to third place. Hamlin battles for 4th position as Edwards trying to take the lead over Allmendinger, and he gets it. Carl Edwards to the race lead at Riverhead as they fly down the backstretch here. Junior falling back early on. Oh, Bonsinger in the wall again. Goes all across the nose of Ryan Blaney, and no caution is out. Bonsinger's going to try and get back going here. Looks like he's going to do that. Carl Edwards still green with the lead here at Riverhead as they go through turn 3 and 4. Martin Truex Jr. is going to take that 3rd position from Tony Stewart. Kevin Harvick had a bad start. He's off to the 4th spot now with a battle with Tony Stewart as well. Carl Edwards gets the lead from Allmendinger once again. Oh my gosh! Bonsinger pinches Edwards up the track. Oh my goodness, Carl Edwards loses the lead and falls back to 3rd, and he's still slipping backwards here as Allmendinger and Martin Truex Jr. now going to battle it out for the race lead. As Kevin Harvick going to try and take over Carl Edwards' 4th spot. Let's check that out again. Watch as Bonsinger goes across the nose of Ryan Blaney. Just having terrible luck early on in this race. There it is once again. And then here comes Carl Edwards trying to get around him. It looks like Bonsinger didn't know what to do really there. He kind of left the lane for Edwards, but Edwards already committed to the outside pass on Bonsinger, and now Carl Edwards is slipping back as he loses a position to his teammate, Matt Kenseth, here on lap 9 of 15. Allmendinger's in the lead. Bonsinger back out onto the track. Here goes Martin Truex Jr. now, trying to take the race lead over from Allmendinger. Allmendinger's not going to give it to him. He's going to run hard on the outside line. They make contact off of turn 4. Truex is going to take the lead in the turn 1 and 2. Harvick now going for the lead. Oh, we got a car in the wall. It is Justin Bonsinger. And he goes around the local track hero, not having a good day. Here's the start of the race as he goes up into the wall. Got forced 3 wide and bounces off the wall. Hits Ryan Blaney. No caution for that as it's just a single car spin. And then he gets in Carl Edwards' way here in turn 3 and 4. And Allmendinger takes the lead. Then lap 10 cuts a tire, probably from that damage, and hits the wall really hard. So his ACS season is over. Now we have 5 laps to go at Riverhead. Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick will lead him to the green flag here with 5 laps to go. Martin Truex Jr. gets a big shove into turn 1 from AJ Allmendinger. Kenseth pokes his nose in there to take over the 3rd spot. Allmendinger to the race lead over Martin Truex Jr. Matt Kenseth moves to 2nd here as Truex is falling back on that start. So did Kevin Harvick. He was 2nd. He's all the way back to 6th now. Allmendinger with the race lead with just 4 laps to go. But can Matt Kenseth catch him in time? Looks like Joey Logano's going for the 4th position on Jimmy Johnson. He'll take that handily here as we got a spin in turn 4. Hard contact for Greg Biffle, Regan Smith, Gino Harvey, and his teammate Jimmy Alanya. Really hard impact. Watch as Gino Harvey goes around off the nose of Trevor Bayne. Nowhere for Jimmy to go. Biffle and Regan Smith go over the tire barriers. So hard impacts all around for every single driver involved in this wreck. Looks like Jimmy, he gets out of his car. He's all right. And there's Gino Harvey going to the garage. Now you have some late race stories really starting to shape up here at Riverhead. Kevin Harvick fell way back on that last restart. He was going to try and make a lot of ground up here as he needs a win to basically move on. And Jimmy Johnson, he's kind of in the same boat. He's in that 5th spot. He needs a win to move on to the next round. But can he do it on points if somebody like Carl Edwards happens to have a big failure on this restart? Carl was the leader, but he's fallen back ever since that incident. And then Joey Logano, he's been very quiet all day long, but all of a sudden he finds himself in the 4th position, ready to jump. And then Martin Truex Jr., he's had a strong car. He's proven himself. He can get to the lead, but he had contact with AJ Allmendinger coming off of turn 4 a while back. Will that come into play? Big finish coming up here at Riverhead. Green flag is out. Allmendinger and Kenseth take him to the line. Joey Logano shoves Kenseth into turn 1. They go off turn 2 with the 1st and 2nd. Here comes Kenseth and Logano now, the 2 up front. They've had history. Let's see what shapes up here with 1 lap remaining. Logano all over the bumper of Matt Kenseth off of turn 2. Coming into turn 3 and 4. One final time. Logano drives it in hard. He's going to get to the bumper. He moves him. Logano and Kenseth to the line. It's Joey Logano winning at Riverhead. What a finish here at the famous racetrack here in New York. And he gets a big win and advances to the championship round for Joey Logano. Wow, he sure did give that bump to Matt Kenseth. Matt did not appreciate what just happened there. Wow, Joey Logano and Matt Kenseth beating bang to the line. But that's just hard racing. Matt Kenseth still does not approve as he gives Joey a little turnaround there, but Logano goes right into his burnout. Burn him down, Joey Logano. You're moving to the championship round. So Joey Logano advances to the Aflac Cup Series Season 7 finale. And there he is, celebrating in victory lane. He is one happy guy. Now we're going to check out another replay of that finish. Watch as Logano drives it in hard. He just gives Matt Kenseth a little tap. I mean, Matt, I can understand why he's mad because they've had a lot of history in the Sprint Cup Series. But this one was pretty minor. Joey Logano just moved him out of the way. It's hard racing. Nothing wrong. As Matt Kenseth gives Joey Logano a pointing finger. Now your chase point standings. Joey Logano and Trevor Bayne both locked into the finale. Truex and Carl Edwards both in. As of now, Dale Jr. just 6 points away from that 4th spot. And Carl Edwards, Jimmy Johnson, he gained a lot of ground today, but he's still 21 points out. He's going to need a disaster from Carl Edwards. And then here's 9th through 16th. The other chasers who have been eliminated, Jeff Gordon is the leader of that group there with Kyle Busch in 10th. Kurt Busch has been a really good driver all year long, just never did get that win there to advance himself into the chase. And then here's your 28th, Eddie Jones, Paul Menard, and Eric Almirola both tied for 29th. And then 39th through 49th as the drivers that don't make too many races. Now your finishing results here from Riverhead. First place today, Joey Logano, what a win. And Matt Kenseth finishes second. He's been coming on strong late this season. We'll see if he can probably get a win before the season's out. That'd be good for his momentum. Third place today was Johnson. Fourth was Edwards. And then fifth was a great top five for Allmendinger. Really wanted that win. Sixth place today and seventh was Truex and Harvick. And then finishing eighth was Kyle Busch. Had a very quiet day. Joe Gibbs really brought a strong race team all around this weekend, as ninth is Gordon and 10th is McMurray. 11th today was Tony Stewart, the pole sitter, really fell back. And then Danica Patrick had a really solid day today, in the top 15. Denny Hamlin, we looked to have him up there up front, but looks like he just kind of fell off today. And Kyle Larson really thought he'd have a strong car today, comes home 15th. Not going to gain a lot of ground doing that. 16th was Keselowski, 17th was Casey Kane, and then Kurt Busch finishes 18th today. 19th was Dale Jr., who had a terrible race car today. Just couldn't get the drive off that he wanted, and he wound up around the 20th spot. 22nd today was Austin Dillon, and then 23rd was Trevor Bayne, who's locked in, so it's a good thing, because he did not have a good car today either, and actually caused a wreck with Gino Harvey. Matt DiModetto with a strong top 25 for him. 26th today was Eddie Jones, and then Ryan Blaney with nose damage from spinning Justin Bonsignor finishes 27th. Paul Menard comes home 28th, and Bryce Harvey in the 29th position. 30th today was Carter Adelman, and then 31st was Michael McDowell. 32nd was Eric Almirola, and 33rd, David Gillen. Clint Boyer with the new team comes home 34th today, not very strong for him. 35th was Bobby Labonte, not Terry Labonte like I said earlier. 36th, Gino Harvey with a wrecked car. 37th was Regan Smith. 38th, Greg Biffle. And then Jimmy Lanya comes home 39th. And then the 40th position, it was Justin Bonsignor. Next race, we had the Battle Creek for the last race before the chase. This is JT24, JM26, signing out.